Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. And Mary in Peoria, Arizona. Peoria, Arizona. Hey, Mary, what's up?
Hey, Thom. I feel like I am crazy listening to all of these stories about, oh, big surprise, it was Russia that hacked the DNC. I don't know if you saw the piece that Rachel Maddow did, like the day after the election, where the deputy foreign minister of Russia came out and said, yeah, that was us. And we were in contact with Trump's campaign the whole time, and we're still in contact with people in his campaign.
Yes. And and you think that there are no people in the DNC or in the Clinton campaign who were in contact with Russia and China and India and the United Kingdom and France? I mean,
I do believe both.
Both campaigns have. It's important for them to reach out to foreign countries, and it's important for them to have knowledge of those countries. This could either be, perfidy, if that's how you pronounce the word, perfidious or whatever. If this could either be evil or it could just be, routine preparation for diplomatic relations.
Well, it was my understanding that the deputy foreign minister came out specifically to say, yes, that was us that hacked the computer system, and bragging about it. So
that was never said, Mary. That was never said.
Oh, it wasn't?
No,
okay.
Absolutely not.
I misunderstood.
And had that been said, that would be the #1 screaming headline right now every single day. And members of Congress,
why it wasn't. So
members of Congress would be quoting it. Chuck Schumer and the group, John McCain and whatnot, would not be issuing statements saying we need to. Instead, they'd be saying, "Hey, the foreign minister said we did this." No, First of all, there's, to the best of my knowledge, nobody is seriously alleging that the Russians hacked anybody's voting machines. The hack that everybody's talking about is revealing that the DNC put their thumb on the scales for Hillary Clinton against Bernie Sanders. And revealing that, I don't think caused Hillary Clinton to lose the election. I think it embarrassed Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and it embarrassed the DNC. But whether it embarrassed the Clinton campaign or not, I mean, I'm not sure that any evidence ever came out that the Clinton campaign, A, knew about that, or B, was directing that. I think, my personal opinion is Debbie Wasserman Schultz ingratiating herself and Donna Brazile to what they believe would be the incoming administration, so that they'd have a great job at the top, right? But
and they always go for the mainstream candidate. That was no big surprise, and that wasn't scandalous. Although, they should have given.
Right. So how can you say that releasing that information to WikiLeaks changed the election?
Well, I think
you can't, and that part of it never gets included in the media coverage. And that's why I'm concerned that we are wandering into a new McCarthy era, a new, simple bumper sticker, oh, my God, they're terrible, era. And yes, the USSR actually did have an expansionist foreign policy. Their goal was to turn the entire world communist. That is not the case right now with Russia. And that is arguably not the case. In fact, I'd say certainly not the case with China. You can argue, though, and I think with some success, I think John Pilger does, that is the case with the United States right now. That, with 1,000 military bases around the world, 400 of them encircling China, that we're saying, the best thing in the world is for every country to become a liberal democracy like us, while we are turning into basically an illiberal democracy with Donald Trump and his buddies. My concern about things like Rex Tillerson, for example, being appointed Secretary of State, is not that he's going to increase the probabilities of war. I think it probably reduces the probabilities of war. I'm concerned that he and Trump are viewing the future of the United States as becoming a petrostate. In other words, that the principal economic activity of the United States is going to be fossil fuels, and which is wildly destructive, not just for our country but for the planet, and could only happen in a vacuum created by climate change denial. which apparently seems to be going full tilt boogie in this administration. I mean, now they're picking Kathy McMorris Rogers for Interior Secretary. She doesn't believe in climate change either. She's a congresswoman from Washington State, and she wants to sell off public lands so that they can be drilled. I mean, if we turn into a petrostate, that's a terrible thing. But there's no discussion of that in the media either, because the big oil companies and the oil billionaires are advertising like crazy on these TV networks. So everything gets reduced to this bumper sticker of, you know, did the Russians hack our election, or are the Chinese our adversaries, without any discussion about the details, the nuance, the consequences, where this could lead. I think, you know, this is dangerous talk.